Now let's do a small and simple practice activity together. This activity will help you speak more smoothly and reduce pauses. Don't worry, it's very easy. I want you to choose a simple topic. For example, your daily routine, your favorite food, your best friend, or your favorite hobby. Now I will guide you step by step. Step 1. Think for a few seconds. Step 2. Start speaking in simple English. You can begin like this. I want to talk about my daily routine. Or, my favorite food is. Now try to speak for 30 seconds without stopping. Remember, use simple sentences. If you don't know a word, don't stop. Just use another easy word. If you feel stuck, use a smart filler like, well. Let me think. So, keep going. Don't worry about mistakes. You can pause this podcast right now and try. Pause for a few seconds. Good. Now, do this activity every day. You can also record your voice and listen to it later. This small practice will slowly improve your speaking speed and reduce your pauses. The more you practice, the more confident you will feel. In the next and final section, we will quickly review everything we learned today. Now we are at the end of today's episode. Let's quickly review what we learned. First, we understood that speaking without pausing does not mean speaking fast. It means speaking smoothly and naturally. Then we talked about the common reasons for pauses, like lack of vocabulary, translating in your mind, fear, and lack of practice. After that, we learned some simple and powerful tips. We learned to think in English so we don't waste time translating. We learned to use simple sentences so speaking becomes easier. We talked about using smart fillers to avoid awkward silence. We learned the importance of daily speaking practice. And finally, we learned how ready-made phrases can help us speak faster and more smoothly. Remember, improvement takes time. Don't try to be perfect. Just try to be better every day. Speak more, practice more, and don't be afraid of mistakes. Thank you so much for listening to Smart Talk English. If you found this episode helpful, don't forget to subscribe and share it with others. I am Laiba, and I will see you in the next episode. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep improving your Smart Talk English.
Goodbye.
My name is Laiba, and I am your host for today. I am really happy that you are here with me, learning and improving your English step by step. In this podcast, we focus on simple English, easy ideas, and real speaking practice. My goal is to help you speak English with more confidence and less fear. Today, we are going to talk about a very important and common problem. The topic is how to speak without pausing. Many English learners feel stuck when they try to speak. They start a sentence, then stop. They think, and then speak again. Sometimes they use too many and ah. Sometimes they forget words. And sometimes they just become silent. If this happens to you, don't worry, you are not alone. Almost every English learner faces this problem. But here is the good news. You can improve this skill. You can learn to speak more smoothly. You can reduce pauses. And you can sound more natural in English. In today's episode, I will share simple tips, easy techniques, and small practice ideas that you can use in your daily life. So, stay with me, listen carefully, and let's learn how to speak English without unnecessary pauses. Now let's understand what speaking without pausing really means. First, I want to make one thing very clear. Speaking without pausing does not mean speaking very fast. It also does not mean that you never stop at all. In fact, small pauses are natural. Even native English speakers pause when they speak. They pause to breathe, to think, and to make their speech clear. So, pauses are not the problem. The real problem is too many pauses or long pauses. For example, imagine you say, I want to, go to the market. This kind of speaking sounds broken. It feels difficult for the listener to understand you. It also makes you feel less confident. Now listen to this. I want to go to the market. This is smooth, simple, and clear. So, speaking without pausing means speaking in a smooth and natural way. It means your ideas flow easily. You don't stop again and again. You don't feel stuck in the middle of your sentence. It also means you can continue speaking even if your English is not perfect. Remember, the goal is not perfection. The goal is flow. When your speaking has flow, people can understand you better, and you also feel more confident while speaking. So, in simple words, speaking without pausing means speaking smoothly, clearly, and with confidence, without too many breaks. In the next part, we will understand why we pause too much when we speak English. Now let's talk about an important question. Why do we pause too much when we speak English? If you understand the reason, you can fix the problem more easily. So, let's look at some common reasons. The first reason is lack of vocabulary. Sometimes you know what you want to say, but you don't know the right English word. So, your brain stops. You start thinking, and that creates a pause. For example, you want to talk about your daily routine, but you forget a simple word like exercise or breakfast. Then you stop and think. This is very common for English learners. The second reason is thinking in your native language. Many learners first think in their own language, then translate into English. This takes time. Your brain is doing two jobs at the same time. Because of this, you cannot speak smoothly. You stop again and again to translate. The third reason is fear and nervousness. When you feel nervous, your mind becomes slow. You start thinking, what if I make a mistake? What if people laugh at me? Because of this fear, you lose your flow. Even simple sentences become difficult. The fourth reason is trying to be perfect. Many learners want to speak perfect English. They want perfect grammar, perfect words, and perfect pronunciation. So, they stop again and again to check themselves. But this actually makes speaking more difficult. The last reason is lack of practice. Speaking is a skill, and like any skill, you need practice. If you do not speak regularly, your brain is not trained for fast speaking. So it takes more time to form sentences, and you pause more. So these are the main reasons: lack of vocabulary, translating, fear, perfection, and lack of practice. Now the good thing is, all of these problems can be improved. In the next section, I will share simple and powerful tips to help you speak more smoothly and reduce pauses. Now let's move to our first and very powerful tip. Think in English. This is one of the most important skills if you want to speak without pausing. As we discussed before, many learners first think in their native language and then translate into English. This habit slows you down. It creates pauses because your brain needs extra time. So, what is the solution? The solution is to train your mind to think directly in English. Now you might think, Laiba, this is difficult. Yes, in the beginning, it can feel a little difficult. But with practice, it becomes easier. Let me give you some simple ways to start. First, start with small thoughts. You don't need to think big or complex sentences. Start with very simple ideas. For example, I am eating food. I am going to school. I feel happy. The weather is nice. These are small sentences, but they are very powerful for practice. Second, describe your daily life in English. When you wake up, when you walk, when you eat. Try to talk in your mind in English. For example, I am brushing my teeth. I am making tea. I am watching a video. This helps your brain get used to English. Third, don't worry about mistakes. Your goal is not perfect English. Your goal is fast thinking. Even if your sentence is simple or not perfect, it is okay. The more you think in English, the less you will translate. And when you stop translating, your speaking becomes faster and smoother. You will notice that you pause less and your confidence increases. So remember, think simple, think daily, and think in English. In the next section, we will talk about another powerful tip: using simple sentences while speaking. Now, let's move to our second tip. Use simple sentences. This is one of the easiest and most powerful ways to reduce pauses when you speak English. Many learners make one common mistake. They try to speak very advanced or complex English. They want to sound smart. They try to use difficult words in long sentences, but this creates a problem. When you try to use difficult words, your brain needs more time. You start thinking too much, and then you pause. So, what is the solution? Keep your English simple. Simple English is clear English. Simple English is powerful English. For example, instead of saying, I would like to initiate a conversation regarding my daily activities, You can simply say, I want to talk about my daily routine. See the difference? The second sentence is easier, faster, and more natural. Let me give you another example. Instead of saying, I am feeling extremely exhausted due to excessive workload, you can say, I am very tired because I have a lot of work. Both sentences have the same meaning, but the second one is easier to speak without stopping. So, don't try to be perfect. Don't try to impress others with big words. Focus on being clear and comfortable. When you use simple sentences, your brain works faster. You don't need to search for difficult words. You can speak more smoothly, with fewer pauses. And the best part is, people understand you better. So remember, simple sentences, less thinking, fewer pauses. In the next section, we will learn how to use fillers in a smart way to avoid awkward silence. Now let's talk about our third tip. Use fillers smartly. Many people think fillers are bad, but that is not completely true. Fillers can actually help you speak more smoothly if you use them in the right way. First, let's understand what fillers are. Fillers are small words or phrases that you use when you need a little time to think. For example, well, you know, let me think. Actually, so. These words give your brain a short moment to prepare the next sentence, and during that time, you don't stay silent. Now compare these two sentences. First, I want to, I think, go to. Second, well, I think I want to go to the market. The second one sounds much smoother and more natural. So instead of using and again and again, try to use natural fillers. But remember one important thing, don't overuse them. If you use too many fillers, it can also sound unnatural. The goal is balance. Use fillers only when you need a short thinking time. Then continue your sentence. You can practice this in daily speaking. For example, if someone asks you a question, instead of staying silent, you can say, well, that's a good question. Let me think. This makes you sound more confident and natural. So remember, don't stay silent. Don't panic. Use smart fillers. They will help you reduce awkward pauses and keep your speaking flow. In the next section, we will talk about daily speaking practice and how it can improve your fluency. Now let's move to our next tip. Practice daily speaking. This is very important. Speaking English is a skill. And like any skill, you can only improve it with regular practice. If you only read or listen, your speaking will not improve much. You need to actually speak. Now you might think, I don't have anyone to speak with. That's okay. You can still practice by yourself. Let me show you some simple ways. First, talk to yourself. Yes, it may feel a little strange at the beginning, but it is very effective. You can talk about your day, your plans, or your thoughts. For example, today I woke up early. I am going to study English. I feel a little tired, but I will practice. This helps you build flow in speaking. Second, use mirror practice. Stand in front of a mirror and speak. Look at yourself while talking. This improves your confidence and helps you notice your expressions. Third, record your voice. Use your phone to record yourself speaking for 1 or 2 minutes. Then listen to your recording. You will notice where you pause and where you feel stuck. This is a very powerful way to improve. The more you practice speaking every day, the faster your brain becomes. You will start forming sentences more quickly, and your pauses will reduce. So remember, speak daily, even if it is just for a few minutes. In the next section, we will learn about using ready-made phrases to speak more smoothly. Now let's move to our next tip. Learn ready-made phrases. This is a very smart and easy way to reduce pauses when you speak English. What are ready-made phrases? These are common sentences or sentence patterns that people use again and again in daily conversation. For example, I think that, in my opinion, I would like to say, one important thing is, the reason is. Let me explain. When you learn these phrases, you don't need to think from the beginning every time. You already have a starting point. For example, instead of stopping and thinking, what should I say? You can start quickly. I think that this is a good idea. Now your sentence is already moving. Your brain gets time to continue the rest of the idea. Let me give you another example. If someone asks your opinion, you can say, "In my opinion, learning English is very important." This is simple, clear, and smooth. Ready-made phrases act like support for your speaking. They help you start faster and continue without long pauses. Try to learn 5 to 10 common phrases and use them again and again in your daily practice. With time, these phrases will become natural. You will not need to think about them. And when your starting becomes easy, your speaking becomes faster and more fluent. In the next section, we will do a small and fun practice activity together.